Hey guys, in this tutorial we'll be learning how to form objects using Spline. I've already gone and imported a model of our object. In this case it's the hand, as that will be the object forming splines. So to begin, we'll be adding the Tyflow icon and click and drag on the viewport. The Tyflow icon is located in the Create panel under the Geometry tab. Next we'll be going into the Modified panel and we'll be opening the editor. Now we can begin to shape the effect, the spline effect, by adding birth into the viewport. Change the total numbers of particles that will be showing in the on the hand. So in this case we'll set it to 2000 and change n to 0. Next we'll be adding an operator called position object, as we'll be clicking on the hand. So now you can see the particles showing visually on the hand. What we want to see is the particles itself and not the whole hand visual. So in this case we'll left click on to select the hand, right click, go to object properties, unclick renderable and click display as box. That way we could see the particles shaping the hand and not the complete hand visual itself. Next we'll be adding an operator called speed to determine the speed of the particles going around the hand. As you can see when I'm scrolling the timeline though, we can see that the particles are expanding and going away from the hand, and that's not what we want. We want the particles going through the, going around and shaping the hand. In this case we'll be adding an operator called object bind in between position object and speed. So will be the object to bind to is going to be the hand, and we'll be clicking the bind mode to lock to surface. That way when we scroll through the timeline we're seeing the particles still stuck within the shape of the hand, however it's not moving. So in this case we'll be scrolling down in bind position, position bind, sticky, and change the friction percentage to any number below 100%. In this case I'll just select 0%. Now when we scroll through the timeline we're seeing the particles traveling within the shape of the hand, and that's exactly what you want. The last thing is to add an operator called Spline Path underneath speed. So we will be clicking on create new and leave the mode as trajectories. Now when we scroll through the timeline we can see that the splines are actually beginning to show up, or the effect of splines are beginning to show up, and that is what you want. You can change the radius of the splines, which is the thickness pretty much. So in this case I'll just keep it to a minimum of 0.2 as an example. Additionally, you're able to change the speed of the spline, and in magnitude it's located in speed, magnitude, and you're able to change it here. So in this case I'll just change it to 0.5. By changing the speed of the magnitude it gives you very different outcome. And then just to give you an example of the final render, I will just go and toggle Scene Explorer and unhide my lighting that I've prepared previously, and then minimize Tyflow, and then this is what it will look like. This is your outcome of forming an object using Spline. I'll just wait for it to fully render. But yeah, this is probably computer being a bit too slow, so I'll just stop the render. But yeah, that's the final outcome of Spline, of how to form objects using Spline. Thank you.